3 ways to help your kids become wealthy, coming up. Hi everyone, this is Ernesto from AttaBoyCowBoy, and on this channel we give you health and wealth tips to help you be more successful. Now today I'm in Elysian Park overlooking downtown Los Angeles, and I want to share with you my top 3 tips on how to make your kids wealthy. Tip number 1 is teach them about personal finance. Unfortunately, in most educational systems, they lack that. They don't teach you about personal finance. They don't teach you about budgeting. They don't teach you about banking. They don't teach you about investing, none of that. I had no clue when I got out of school, so I kind of had to figure things out. Even when I got out of college, I had no clue until I started studying economics and business and all this stuff. That gave me a little knowledge, and most of it I had to learn it on my own. So it's gonna be like that for your kids, and unfortunately with investing, a big component of it is compounding interest on your investments. So you really wanna start investing as young as you can. I remember I had this friend, Scott, that started investing when he was 15. He used to save all his money from mowing lawns, delivering newspapers, all this kind of stuff. And then when he turned 21, he bought his first house. And from then on, he's just grown exponentially. So time has a big impact on your investments. If you haven't seen it already, watch my video on compound interest. That will really help drive the point home, and you'll understand why it's so important. I know my friend Arthur, he has his kids read Warren Buffett's books, and then they talk about them around the dinner table. I thought that was a really awesome idea. And it's a good thing to have your kids study something that's important or intellectual and have intellectual conversations with them. Start teaching them about the value of education and specifically personal finance. So again, teach them about personal finance. Not only have them read some books, open them a bank account or a savings account. And banks offer special terms for kids. They don't charge you a bunch of fees and stuff. You can start having them deposit money into there for doing chores and things like that. Have them use an ATM. Teach them how to budget, how to manage their finances. That's really important. A big problem with some folks is they don't know how to budget, no matter how old they are. So they overspend on their credit cards, they buy expensive cars, they buy a lot of things they really can't afford. And unfortunately, that keeps them poor the rest of their life. So think about personal finance education for your kids. Tip number 2. Teach your kids work ethic. Now, we have a very comfortable life. You know, we have a lot of machines, computers, internet. We have a lot of modern conveniences that do things for us. So a lot of people, when I'm hiring employees or I'm working with people, they haven't really had that experience of having to do hard work. So whenever things get a little stressful at work, or when the workload goes up a little bit, they crack. Oh, this is too much, I can't do this. And I'm like, wow, that's nothing. That's why a lot of times when you work with people that come from poorer countries, they have an edge over a lot of people in developed countries because they're used to doing hard work out in the sun, out in the humidity, in the fields or in the factories or whatever. 12, 16 hours, that's not a big deal. That's normal in a lot of places. So these people have a really strong work ethic because they had to. They didn't work really hard. They couldn't buy food or pay their rent. So a good thing is we have, in industrialized countries, we have that advantage where we get to kind of chill out, but it's also a disadvantage, specifically for kids, since a lot of times we have all these labor laws against kids doing too much labor. They don't have to do too much. So they're not forced to have to struggle or to work hard. You don't have to necessarily put your kids in situations where they're gonna be doing work that's bad for them. But work is good, it's a good thing. It's exercise, it teaches you responsibility, teaches you follow through, teaches you how to finish things, how to complete things. So give them assignments around the house. Hey, you know what? I want you to help me weed the garden today. Or hey, help me wash the car every week. And give them a schedule of tasks or chores that they have to do every week and then pay them for it. And then that way there's a reward for their behavior. You're giving them something in return. And they'll be like, okay, well that's cool. I don't really want to wash the car, but I'm gonna get $10, or I don't want to do the garden, but I'm gonna get $20 or whatever the case might be. And take them to the bank, have them deposit that money into the bank and let them look at their bank account growing. That's a really, really good motivator. I mean, I don't know about you, but I like looking at my bank account and seeing the money growing up in there from my hard work. Kids are the same way. Even though it might not be thousands of dollars, remember, they're kids, they don't have any money. So $5, $10 is a big deal. When you see it going into 20, 50, 100, they're gonna learn how to budget their money and spend it much more wisely. Remember, when you take your kids to the store and you tell them, okay, grab a sweater or buy some toys or whatever, it's not their money, it's your money. So they're not gonna be real conscious about it. They're just gonna try to grab whatever they can, as much as you allow them to, you know? They might go grab something for $100. You're like, hey, you know what, Johnny, that's too much. I want you to spend 20 bucks. You know, take it easier. You got $10 to buy a toy or a sweater or whatever. Oh, okay, mom. And then they get upset and they're like, oh man, they're only letting me spend $20. Well, look at what happens when they have to spend their own money to buy those things. Take them to the store. They are gonna learn that natural process of budgeting. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? I had to work the whole day in the sun for that money. I don't think I wanna blow it on a $100 toy. Maybe I'll grab one for 20 bucks. That's the natural process of learning budgeting. Those types of things are gonna go on for the rest of their life. So making them work to earn money is really important. It also teaches them that they have to work. You know, we all have to work. Everybody works. I'm here working. After this, I'm going to take off to the hospitals. I'm going to go see some patients. I mean, work is good. Work is not a bad thing. I have some friends that are really wealthy and they don't have to work, but they work because work gives people meaning. If you don't have work, you get sad, you get depressed, your health goes down. You know, the human body has to be used, it has to be moved. It's made to move. So if you're just sitting on the couch all day watching Netflix, you know, that's not good for you. Your general health is gonna go down and it's not gonna be real good for your psyche. You're not gonna feel real good about yourself. You're not gonna feel kind of like motivated, and it's kind of a downward spiral. The more you do, the more you go down. So you kind of wanna get out of that. Even if you might be off work right now because of the coronavirus or you got laid off or whatever, make a schedule for yourself. Go out, you know, see people, do activities, clean the yard, paint your house or whatever. That really helps keep you motivated. Now, tip number 3 is keep your kids hungry. Now, I don't mean not to feed them, of course not. I mean, instill drive in them, set goals for them, help them learn to set goals. Like, you know what, Johnny, you're gonna do some work, you're gonna earn $10 a week doing these chores, and your goal is you're gonna buy this laptop, or you're gonna buy this camera, or you're gonna go on this trip with your friends to Disneyland. And then that's gonna help keep them hungry and motivated. A lot of us go to work every day because there's things we want to buy. We want to consume. We want to like buy a house, buy a car, go on a trip to Paris. We want to go to Disneyland, whatever the case might be. So it's a motivator. So give your kids that motivation. If you're doing all the spending for them and you're making all the decisions for them, you're taking away the hunger and the drive. Talk to your kids and have them set some goals. Write them down. Short-term goals, long-term goals. This is what I do. This is what most adults that are successful and professional, this is what they do. Goal setting is very, very important. If you're gonna be professional, you're gonna run a company, you know, all these things, it's essential. You have to be organized. So start at an early age, start teaching your kids to set their own goals. Don't give them your goals. Of course, you can give them some input, but ask them, what are your goals? Write them down every week, short-term goals for the month or for the week or for the day. You can even have them do it on a daily basis if you really wanna take it to the next level, because that's what I have to do. That's what a lot of people that are really busy have to do to manage their time properly. So they're gonna learn time management and they're gonna have something to work towards. They're gonna say, you know what? All right, I worked this weekend cleaning the yard, I made 20 bucks, but I think I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna start painting the house. I'm gonna start, you know, cleaning the inside of the house every week. I'm gonna do a lot of these things so I can get to my goal faster. So then you're doing all these things. You're helping improve budgeting, you're helping improving drive, you're helping improving their personal finance skills. I mean, there's just a lot of benefits to keeping kids busy. Now, sometimes when I talk to parents, they tell me, oh, but you know, I don't want to do that to my kid. I want to give them all the things I didn't have, and I want them to be comfortable, and I don't want to abuse them and all this. You know, that's not good. That's not a good way to look at things. You're gonna make your kids really soft. I hate to say the word, but you know, you don't want that, man. You want your kids to be tough. You want them to learn to struggle, to work, to have ambition. That's what's gonna help them be more successful in life. You're gonna feel better knowing that they're out there contributing to society, help making the world a better place, being able to sustain themselves, being able to explore the world and do things that maybe you couldn't do. I know my parents are really happy when I talk to them about my trips and, hey, I'm going out of town for 3 months, or I'm gonna go out of town for a month to Africa or whatever. At first, I used to feel kind of bad. I used to think, wow, I'm traveling all over the world. And of course, I take my parents a lot of places. They travel with me all the time. But then one time my mom sat me down and she said, hey, you know what? No, man, I told her, Mom, I feel kind of bad because I'm leaving on this trip for 2 months. I really want you guys to both go, but they couldn't for some reason. They said, no, we're really proud of you. We're really happy knowing that you're out there traveling the world and doing things and realizing your dreams. I get to live vicariously through you. So that's important. You know, you want to set that kind of standard. That motivated me. That made me think, wow, I'm going to work harder so I can travel more, so I can do more, make my parents proud of me. All of us want to make our parents proud. We want to make ourselves proud, make our kids proud. So a lot of these things might actually be good for us adults also. All right, thank you for listening. And if you have any comments, please question below. Thank you.